Turn on a hot water faucet and the entire room suddenly smells like rotten eggs. Now imagine opening the heater, adding ordinary hydrogen peroxide, and watching that odor disappear. It sounds like a $1 substitute for an expensive service call. Sometimes peroxide really can change the smell. But if you misunderstand what happened inside the tank, the odor may return, the steel may begin corroding, or a dangerous maintenance mistake may cost far more than the bottle saved. Here are 9 things worth knowing before hydrogen peroxide goes anywhere near a water heater. Number 9. The faucet test can identify the real source before a tool is touched. Fill one clean glass with cold water and another with hot water from the same faucet. Move away from the sink before smelling them, because a dirty drain can imitate contaminated water. If only the hot sample smells, the heater is a likely source. If hot and cold water both smell, the problem may begin in a private well, water softener, or incoming supply. Treating the heater in that case may create one good-smelling tank, followed immediately by more contaminated water. There is an important exception. Fuel gas is deliberately given a sulfur-like odor. If the smell is in the room rather than clearly in the water, especially near a gas-fired heater, do not experiment. Leave the area without operating switches or flames and contact the gas supplier or emergency service from a safe location. Number 8. Peroxide can attack the odor without removing its cause. The rotten egg smell is commonly associated with hydrogen sulfide. Hydrogen peroxide is an oxidizer, so under suitable conditions it can convert sulfide into less odorous forms. It may also reduce some odor-producing microorganisms that it contacts. That is why a treated tank can smell dramatically better. But the clear water afterward does not prove the anode, bacteria, well, or plumbing condition that generated the sulfide has been corrected. Peroxide may erase the evidence faster than it repairs the system. Number 7. 1 cup is not a universal dose. Water heaters differ in capacity, temperature, plumbing design, construction, and manufacturer instructions. A quantity copied from a 40-gallon tank is not automatically right for a 20-gallon appliance, an 80-gallon unit, or a tankless heater. Concentration matters too. Household peroxide is commonly 3%. Commercial water treatment products can be far stronger and far more hazardous. More chemical is not a better experiment. Unless the manual or manufacturer permits a treatment and gives a procedure, the correct amount is not an internet guess. Number 6. Peroxide is not a sediment remover. Drain an old tank and the first water may carry sand-like calcium deposits, rust-colored particles, or white mineral flakes. Peroxide can bubble when it encounters reactive material, making the discharge look like a deep chemical cleaning. But it is not a complete descaler. Hard water minerals can remain packed around the bottom, drain valve, and heating elements after the odor is gone. Sediment is managed with the model's approved draining and flushing procedure. Some tankless units require a manufacturer-approved descaling process. Never assume clear discharge means the heat transfer surfaces are clean. Number 5. The most misunderstood component is the sacrificial anode rod. That metal rod is designed to corrode so the steel tank does not. In some water conditions, a magnesium anode, dissolved sulfur and microorganisms, help create hydrogen sulfide odor. Removing the rod may reduce the smell, which makes removal look like a clever permanent fix. It is not. Operating without required corrosion protection can shorten tank life and may void the warranty. Depending on the heater and water chemistry, an approved alternative or powered anode may control odor while continuing to protect the tank. The model manufacturer must decide what is compatible. The rod also explains why peroxide can create a misleading before and after result. Peroxide may remove odor in hours, while corrosion damage develops silently over years. A homeowner smells clean water and assumes the tank is protected, even though the anode may be consumed. Anode condition cannot be judged by clear water or foam. Inspection intervals and head clearance vary by model, and removing a seized rod may require force to twist plumbing or damage the tank. If rusty water, exposed core wire, or an unknown service history suggests an exhausted anode, the question is not whether peroxide works. It is whether the tank still has the component meant to sacrifice itself. Treating odor while ignoring corrosion protection is like deodorizing smoke without checking where the heat came from. Number 4. A temporary chemical treatment and a lasting biological correction are different jobs. Odor-producing organisms thrive in certain low oxygen, warm, and stagnant conditions. Peroxide must contact them at an effective concentration for enough time. Merely pouring it through one opening and draining immediately may miss the hot water lines and protected areas inside the tank. Yet raising tank temperature as a do-it-yourself sterilization shortcut creates a severe scalding hazard and can affect equipment. Temperature changes. Disinfection and flushing should follow the manufacturer or a qualified water professional, not a viral recipe. Number 3. The tank may be innocent even when hot water carries the smell. A contaminated aerator, flexible supply line, softener, well or seldom used branch can change the result. Test several faucets and compare hot with cold. If one fixture smells while the others do not, investigate that local path. If every cold sample smells, test the incoming water. Private well water with a new or persistent odor may require laboratory testing, especially when sewage contamination is possible. Peroxide can oxidize odor, but it cannot certify that water is microbiologically safe. Number 2. Getting peroxide into a heater is more dangerous than pouring it into an open bucket. The appliance contains electricity or fuel, hot water, and stored pressure. The safe access procedure varies by model. Power must never reach an empty electric tank, and a gas control, pressure relief valve, or plumbing connection must not be improvised. Hot discharge can burn skin and damage a floor. Peroxide must never be mixed with chlorine, bleach, vinegar, acids, ammonia, or an unknown cleaner. A sealed container must never hold peroxide while it decomposes and releases oxygen. If adding a permitted treatment requires disconnecting pipes, removing an anode, or opening the pressure system, that is qualified service territory for many homeowners. Number 1. Recurrence is the result that matters. After any approved treatment, the tank and hot water piping must be flushed as directed before the water is used. Then test again after the heater is operated normally and after it has sat unused. If the odor returns quickly, peroxide did not fail chemically. It revealed that an upstream source, anode interaction, temperature condition, or microbial habitat still exists. If the water is discolored, the tank leaks, the relief valve drips, the heater makes violent popping sounds, or its performance is declining, deodorizing it can hide a warning rather than solve it. Hydrogen peroxide has one genuine advantage. It can oxidize hydrogen sulfide and reduce odor without leaving the same chemical residue as some alternatives. But that narrow success is often mistaken for complete restoration. It does not rebuild an anode, remove a bed of scale, repair a corroded tank, disinfect an untreated well, or make unsafe plumbing work harmless. The best test is not how much foam appears. It is whether the correct source was identified, the approved treatment reached it, the protective components remained intact, and the odor stayed gone after fresh water entered the system.